Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Epic Live. We are continuing our new mini-series as we build on the Revolver's return here to Texas with Epic Over Texas, Saturday, October 12th, and taking some time out to join me today. This one's actually very special for me. This one's a big one. We've had the MPX Tag Team Champions in the scoring on the show before. We've had the MPX Champion, Demo Diamond, on the show before. And today we have the brand new MPX Addicts Champion, the man, the myth, and the legend, Pauly Paparazzi. How you doing, Pauly?
That's me, man. That's me.
Thank you for taking the time out for being on the show, man. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am great. I am sore. My jaw is still rocked, but other than that, I'm on cloud nine.
Hey, man, you absolutely deserve it, and we're going to get into that in just a moment, but the first question I kind of have for all my guests that I like to kick things off so the people watching can learn a little bit more about you guys is, what got you into the business and why?
What got me in, as a kid, our attention spans, they're everywhere.
Right.
I can't pinpoint an exact match. I can't pinpoint an exact moment, but between, I want to say maybe 5 or 6. So in between that pre-attitude,
okay,
right before attitude era, and it just took off. I gravitated towards it. And I've been a fan ever since. I haven't stopped. I love watching wrestling.
Yep.
I love being a part of MPX. I love being a part of this business.
No, man, that's exciting. And you touched on MPX, and as all the people know, MPX is the best weekly running wrestling show here in the state of Texas. And, this is a moment where I get to be real with you, just like I've been real with everyone that's been on the show. Starting out, seeing you at MPX, it was like, oh, who is this guy? And then you started getting into your trying to remember the faction. Was it
Entourage.
Yes, where it was like, oh man, it's him again. It's the photographer again. It's the guy with the selfie stick. And then you got into the boy band era, and it was like, oh no. But somehow, some way, not just with me, but with a lot of people, now you've got a lot of fans that are here for Pauly P. How'd you do it, man?
I want to say a team effort, but at the same time, character building.
Yeah.
From when I started, September 3rd of this year will be 2 years that Pauly has debuted.
Wow.
Well, debuted, but had my first match a few months after in February, but we'll touch on that. But just developing the character. I kind of know and understood my role at that time, where I needed to be. Entourage will forever hold a special place in Pauly's heart, because it was literally, I guess we'll go back the curtain a little bit, with my 2 best friends.
Yeah.
I have known Michael Schaefer and Mr. Larry since we were kids, and Pauly has always kind of been around, but never involved.
Right.
We actually should have had our debut together at MPX when it was at its old building 11 years ago. So Pauly's always kind of been there and around. Like I said, I'm always a fan. Them being my 2 best friends. I've always been around the atmosphere of it. So
right.
It's just it's always been cool to see and then to watch them for the past 10, 11 years. It's been wonderful. And whenever you do get in this line of work,
Right.
I'm sure you've heard it before, but when people have stopped, it's I get that itch.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of happened with me. I always kind of explained that life had happened before, but now it's just like things fell into place for me to be like, I'm ready. What do I need to do to get my foot in the door?
Right. No, the Entourage was a big thing, and just recently, like we touched on, you were in your boy band era for a while, and, Mikey B is one of those guys that he's got the skills, without a doubt. I will give Mikey B credit where credit is due. Mikey B's got the skills. And then you take a guy like Big J. Big J is one of the biggest big men in the building, and can get the job done. And then you throw Pauly in there, and it's like, okay, you've got got a little bit of everything here. And for the longest time that I can remember, you guys were getting boos left and right and left and right, and they got louder and they got louder. And then something happened where it was like, oh, Pauly is the guy now. Like, Pauly's the guy. Pauly's getting cheers. Big J got some cheers. Mikey B did not, but Pauly got the cheers. So, like, how did that feel for you, man?
Uh, so before I answer that, I do have to say I do owe Mikey B and Big J a thank you, because after the entourage kind of disappeared, there was a question of, so what's going to happen with Pauly?
Right.
Is he going to fade? Is he going to disappear? Oh, well, I guess that was a good run for him. But I was all in. I was 10 toes in MPX.
Yeah.
And so I needed something to do, somewhere to go.
Right.
And so it was the promo with then champion Tommy Becker.
Mm-hmm.
And within that same promo, that speech that he gave me, I felt like I was on top of the world. You know, at first no one had wanted Pauly.
Right.
But as soon as that happened, here comes Mikey B and Big J with an opportunity. And Cowboy, I get it, but I just wanted to feel wanted. Right. And so with that opportunity came up, with a resume like Mikey B's, who says no?
Right.
As degrading as a Cowboy is, you know, which again, a credit to him. He's got the talent. Big J, one of the biggest men that we have at MPX. Why not have somebody like Big J watch my back? Why not have somebody teach me like Mikey? Right. And so now, as far as the cheers go, that whenever you start something like this, no matter what level it's on, what indie scene, at a park, gymnasium, playground, whatever the crowd is, to hear something like that, it couldn't be more perfect.
No, man, you kind of touched on it, because here at the Epic, most recently, before we touch on Revolver returning, MPX had The Purge. And sure enough, it was you, Big J, and Mikey B taking on, the hometown boy, Tatum Manning, Adam Green, and the debuting Santana Jackson, which was like a dream team in and of itself. And that alone sold a lot of people. It was like, oh, you've got the king of pop, Santana Jackson, and then you've got the boy band behemoth Mikey B. Like, that alone sells seats. Like, that's an event in itself. But now you add all these extra pieces to it, and again, that night here at the Epic was roaring. Like, you guys were getting the boos, Santana was getting some love, Thriller came on, the audience was dancing, and then you fast forward to this point now. Like, how does that happen? And that's, a little bit behind the curtain with the creativity of Richard Hill and MPX management. But how does something like that just in a short amount of time just switches?
There's a method to the madness. I can't tell you what that is. Right. Just simply because I don't know, but I feel like if I were to try to figure it out, I still wouldn't get it.
No.
So, and for someone to Santana to come here and showcase, help, bring MPX to a bigger scale as well, thanks to him and people watching, of course. But to be in the ring with Tatum, hometown, and then, Cowabunga kid, literally a kid doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's something interesting to watch moving forward, the Cowabunga kid. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. And kind of touching on Cowabunga Kids, and we've talked about him, and we've talked about Mikey leading up to this upcoming weekend's MPX's biggest show of the summer, Purple Rain. Mikey B's music career is on the line. And I know you guys have some history, which we're going to get into in the little next segment here, but where are you leaning? Are you leaning with Mikey B to retain that music career and continue going on his tours? Or are you thinking Cowabunga Kid's going to get it done and retire his music career?
I got to be honest. I 100% completely believe, and I hope, that Mikey B's music career is over with. I don't care for him. I'm done. Cowabunga, it's time to rock Purple Rain.
Hey, I'm excited for it. And before we get to Purple Rain, let's backtrack a little bit. And that's a special clip I want to show the audience watching here as our engineer gets that pulled up for us in just a second. Last week, MPX presented a show, Step into the Crucible, where for the first time ever, a Crucible match happened. Now, what that is for MPX addicts that know the history of Prison Break, it was basically the Prison Break match with a little more dynamics to it. Instead of the guys being cuffed to the post, the timer goes off and someone joins the match. You've got 6 men in the ring at the same time, and every minute there's a name or a face that pops up on the screen. And during that minute, they're the only person that can be eliminated from the match. It was a draining match. So before we watch this video, how'd you feel? Because that was a match of endurance.
To say the least, and especially mentally where I was at that time, I was for, again, then I was for my boy Mike. So without Big J being there, who is to watch his back?
Right.
He has had my back per se. So as you can watch whenever it does get posted on the MPX Twitch, YouTube channel, as you can see, I saved him multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times. And the little jabs here and there, I didn't think nothing of it. But man, when he super kicked me, I was done.
No, I completely understand. And credit to the MPX addicts that have been with you on the journey. Because, again, just like me, a lot of people were booing and jeering. And then this video alone, which I'm going to let it play here, and just so everybody can kind of understand what exactly it is that MPX brings to the table. So let's go ahead and cue the video up. Now, Pauly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and we can pause it right there real quick. For me, watching at home, because I unfortunately wasn't able to be there in the event, I wish I was, because the energy, just seeing that gave me goosebumps right now. I don't know what gave me the bigger pop. Seeing the addicts go crazy, seeing you get the addicts title, or hearing that beautiful song, because I've always been a fan of the Entourage's music. Guilty as charged. I didn't like you guys, but I always loved the song selection. But kind of give me your thoughts, seeing that playback. Like, what does that moment do for you?
This is the moment we work for, right? These are the type of reactions, again, no matter what level you're on, to have a building, fans, strangers, whatever it is, to have them feel that type of moment, and for them to be, I mean, you picture it, you dream it, and it's just like when it hits,
Right.
It's a whole different feeling I can't describe. And I haven't told him yet, but there's a picture, I think from one of the Bulbers. I think it was Laura's because she's at the ring. But that's one of my favorite pictures.
Right.
I haven't told him yet. Hopefully he is watching, but I will eventually tell him. That's one of my favorite pictures, and it's something. The Pauly character having a singles title. I've held the MPX tag team. That was with the Entourage, but holding my own like singles title, and
Right.
that whole crowd, and then once I hit the turnbuckle, just to see everybody standing on their feet, it was. I can't put it into words.
No, man, I completely understand. And you touched on it, the MPX heavyweight championship, if you will. Yes, it's the top prize. It's your main title, right? But for the MPX Addicts title, that is a strong enough title in its own, because that is saying like you are the voice of the addicts. You are the person of the addicts. Whether you get a lot of boos like Mikey B used to do, whether you get cheers out the wazoo like Mr. Legs. Anytime you hold that addicts championship, you're representing the MPX addicts. So that alone, I know is a lot to put on your shoulders. But if anybody can handle it, I mean, you've got the towel to wipe the sweat off here and there. Or are we retiring the towel?
The towel is done. The towel is done. It was thinking back to it. I can't believe I took that. I just the home was them all along, and it just kept getting increasingly more. How do I say? More of an understanding that they were always there for me. So
Yeah, no, I completely get it, man.
the least I can do is take that title and run with it and see what I can do.
I'm excited for you, man. No plans have been announced for you yet at Purple Rain, at least publicly, because MPX likes to keep some things in the bag. I'm sure I'll see you at Purple Rain, and I'm looking forward to that show. But the next big show happening here at the Epic, Revolver returns for Epic over Texas. And the first thing I have for you on that, you have any of the knowledge of Revolver being here? I know a lot of the MPX guys will come in to help set up, to tear down, watch it as fan. DL Hartley was actually in the crowd for a couple of shows. Mm-hmm. So have you kind of been able to see what Revolver has done when they've been out here for the past year?
Packed full. It's just, it's definitely well known.
Right.
No matter where you're at. So I definitely have an eye on it. And it's just the people that they bring in, like, we can't really compete, but it's like, man, they know what they're doing. They made their mark, and whether it's Texas, Ohio, Daytona, wherever it is, it's people know of it.
Right.
And so I definitely, as far as helpers and everything, of course I like to be on, but Pauly understands there are levels to this. There are levels to this, and so I mean, for me, the sky is the limit.
Right.
I definitely hope to get on that level. So who knows?
Hey, I can see it happening. I mean, the first time Revolver was out here, the Scorn represented in a tag team dream match against then Impact tag team champions ABC. Mm-hmm. So the sky's the limit. Brick is another person that has made a name for themselves with Revolver. Mm-hmm. Most recently at What a Show, Brick and Jake something. Brick going through a door to get his hands on Jake, and the crowd was going nuts. So, I mean, when you talk about the elements of MPX in your own right, you guys are definitely hanging up there with Revolver. Rich Swann has been down to Revolver and at MPX. Yeah. So you guys are kind of working out some magic there, and I'm here for it. I know Palmer is a big fan, so Palmer's probably watching, listening. Has got eyes on this, and I don't know, maybe the Addicts champion versus the Remix champion?
I mean, I definitely won't say no. But like I said, there are levels to it, and I just, whatever gets my foot in the door.
No, man, I appreciate everything that you've done for the company and for the business. And the final kind of big question I have for you is, what is your takeaway from Epic over Texas? I know none of the matches have been announced yet, but so far, talent-wise, former Impact World Champion Moose is going to be here. Revolver World Champion Ace Austin is going to be here. And just recently, Allie Catch, who the last time Revolver was here and she was on the card, she beat Sami Callihan with her mom's prosthetic leg. So, what are you kind of hoping and aiming to see out of this Epic over Texas show?
You can't prepare for it. You can't prepare for it. No matter how many scenarios you run through, no matter how many ideas that you pitch through your head, you can't prepare for it. I am very excited, looking forward to seeing Moose. He's one of those guys to where you don't even have to know who he is. But whenever he walks into a room, you pay attention.
Right.
And it's just one of those things of, who's that? Hey, who's that? Who's that? It just garners attention. So
right.
I'm excited to see what happens with that. And then watching some highlights, some clips for Palmer get tombstone.
Oh man, yeah, no. I hope he's okay. I sent him a message. Was like, hey, when you get back to Texas, you need some ibuprofen. I'm here for you. And I haven't heard anything since. So hopefully he's okay.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Just soaking it all in, but man.
Yeah, no, that Bear Boards bull rope match was a dream match. Painful one to watch, but it was a dream match.
To say the least.
Yeah, man. So, any final thoughts? Any last thing you want to say to the people watching? Any of the addicts? Build up Purple Rain. Build up Epic over Texas. Plug yourself here.
I'm not. I'm not that kind of person, but I really am excited to see what happens at Purple Rain. Purple Rain, you got huge when you get the tag team championships between was it KOA and
the Scorn.
You can
Conflict of interest there for me. So yeah, thanks guys.
You never count out the Scorn and then Demo and X. Like even if they weren't facing each other, you're still interested to see who they face and the fact that they for the main title.
Yeah.
And then of course Mikey the Cowabunga Kid. I'm really excited to see hopefully that kid in his career. You know, like I said, that's behind me, it's in the past. And then Rick and Cantina, did you see that promo?
I have seen that promo. Poor Cantina. I don't think it's smart to provoke the bear.
You don't poke the bear.
Especially when that bear is Brick Savage.
Now, and that's another thing too. Like, I've been in there with Brick. I know. I never poked the bear, but I still did not survive.
Yeah. That was 12-6. That's one of the most unique finishers I think I've ever seen in pro wrestling.
Oh, I know. I know.
So yeah, Cantina, if you're watching this some way, shape, form, or fashion, you've got 3 days until, Purple Rain is here, so I hope you're ready.
And then, what was it, Dave and Sky?
A Red Rain match.
That one might be the most personal one.
Yeah.
That one might be the most personal one. So it's Purple Rain, one of MPX's biggest events of the year.
Right.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, you've also got the women's title is on the line, the MPX Women's Championship. Erica Torres and Angela Armstrong.
Bitch. New person?
New person, new champion?
That's gonna be tough.
I'm excited, man.
No pushover.
Yeah, no, 2-time MPX Women's Champion.
She is no pushover, so that's gonna be tough.
You know what? I got a curveball for you before we wrap up this interview. I got a curveball for you. I saw it when I was scrolling before we did this. Tatum is going to be in the building, and the Shiesty Mob has made it known they're looking for something with Tatum. So you think, do we get another street? We just had Tatum and Rex Morey in a street fight. I mean, Man, Brixton, the other guy, I forgot his name, but the other guy, Rex Morey.
No, they are definitely a group to look after.
Okay.
Just not look after necessarily, but just keep an eye on. You never know what's on their agenda.
Right.
And right now it's Tatum Manning. So I hope Tatum finds some type of backup, something, because it's what is it? What do they say? It's power in numbers.
That it is.
And with somebody who is at the helm like Brixton, that is a dangerous group.
Yeah, I mean, the Shiesty Mob has made many enemies. Cavens, Adam Green, Tatum, Kaimi. Just recently, Kari was on their hit list for some reason. So that's 5 alone. Their numbers game isn't in their favors right now, but I don't know. All I know is you guys got to be there for Purple Rain to see, because MPX, they're not going to stream the entire thing this time around. They're going to stream a little bit of it on Twitch, but to get the full experience, come out to Bedford, get your tickets, mpxwrestling.com. Get your tickets for Epic over Texas, jointheepic.com or revolvertickets.com. And finally, Pauly, thank you again for taking the time out to join me. Looking forward to seeing you and what you do with the Addicts title. And I wish you the best of luck with everything you've got going on, man.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you guys for staying with us and watching another episode of Epic Live. And we'll see you guys later on down the road. Take care.